Welcome back to the Geek Week News Update. We're your hosts, Jen and Dakota, and we're here to bring you some news. We have a lot of Marvel news today.
Yeah. A lot of good news, but just to warn you guys, also a lot of spoilers, which I was a little bit disappointed about.
Pretty much every single one of these issues or topics that we're going to be bringing up is spoiler heavy.
I wouldn't say heavy, but yeah, actually no, I would say heavy. Some of it's heavy. It's just disappointing. Can a girl be surprised? Mm-hmm. So if you want to be surprised, then you might not want to continue watching this. You might want to go into one of our other videos. Yeah. But if you would like a little spoiler action, welcome to the Geek Week News Update.
Yeah, and the name of this video is Major Marvel Spoilers. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Didn't you read the name?
The logo above me? No, I didn't. I
Goodness, John. Alright, so first things first. Vin Diesel on Facebook on a live stream, he talked about how Guardians of the Galaxy, as we know, he plays Groot. I am Groot.
That's terrible. He what?
No, he said that Guardians of the Galaxy were actually going to be in Avengers Infinity War. Yeah. Which is the third Avengers film.
And it's like, we all pretty much knew that was going to happen. I honestly would have been kind of ticked off if they weren't in it. But now that it's been, confirmed, I feel like I'm going to be waiting the whole time. Like, okay, so when are the Guardians showing up? When are they coming?
Yeah, because it's not going to be it's totally going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
Near the end of the film, what's up, guys?
Yeah, that's what I was anticipating, at least. But now it's I don't know. I guess that one's not such a big spoiler compared to the other ones because we all kind of saw that coming from a million layers away. But what can you do?
Mm-hmm. And we know that Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, we got to see Thanos really for the first time in the actual film instead of a cutscene at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also got some awesome Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Baby Groot in the left bottom corner is...
Excuse me.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's glorious, actually. That's what I wish I looked like in the morning. But yeah, it looks like they're fighting a giant Rathtar.
Yeah, like a Sarlacc mixed with a Rathtar, maybe?
Yeah, but it's really cool. He's very tentacly. And that looks quite dangerous.
Kind of looks like a space octopus Tyrannosaurus Rex.
With rows of teeth like a cookie shark.
But again, Groot is by far my favorite.
Yeah, I feel like he is going to get in the way a lot in this movie, and it's going to be wonderful. Mm-hmm. He's just going to be, hanging. Yeah. Like he's doing there.
He's going to get in the way. He's just going to totally...
people are just going to have to keep grabbing him and stringing him along. But at least he's mobile. He's not in a pot anymore.
He's growing.
And then he's going to get big and wreck stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love this film. I can't wait. Well, I love the original.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah. I can't wait for this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We don't know too much about it at this point, obviously. Besides the fact that... actually we don't know too much about it.
But there's concept art.
Yeah.
And that Nathan Fillion's going to be in it.
Nathan Fillion is going to be in it, yes.
Love of my life. Wasn't a high five. All right. So, next one we go on to some Ant-Man news.
Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp, the sequel.
Yeah, so it's been confirmed that Michael Pena is going to be in it.
Yeah.
Like he was in the first. Mm-hmm. And I think that's great. He did he was fantastic in the first one to the point where the scenes where he and Paul Rudd were together, he was even funnier.
Yeah, which is
his lines definitely. Yeah, his lines were hilarious, honestly. So
you could tell he was so excited to be on that project.
Yeah, you could see his enthusiasm.
I bet actually when they were filming that, they told him to tone it down, but he was so excited they ended up using that version of the character for the film. And everyone kind of loved it. At least I did.
Yeah, no, he was fantastic. Yeah. So I think that's just joyful news all around.
This isn't a spoiler. It'll probably be in the first trailer that pops up for the next film. But so yeah, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is. All right, so on to the Zendaya news for Spider-Man: Homecoming. which I think most of you probably have already heard about this, but if you haven't, it's rumored, not confirmed as of yet, right?
Yeah, it's not confirmed.
It's not confirmed that she's going to be playing Mary Jane, which is, you know, like, she doesn't, like, people are super upset because she doesn't look like her at all. So yeah, what are your thoughts?
I take umbrage to that because, you know, James Gunn actually, he had some nice things to say about it. I have it here. He says, if a character's primary attribute, the thing that makes them iconic, is the color of their skin or their hair color, frankly, the character is shallow and sucks. And I agree with him.
Yeah.
I do believe I've seen actually some pictures of her with the red Mary Jane hair, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen those.
And that's actually... It kind of confirms it, maybe. And I could totally see her playing it. Currently, she's billed as a character named Michelle. And that could very easily just be...
a cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, yeah, I see what he's saying completely. At first, I was a little like, wow, she doesn't look the part at all. But at the end of the day, if she's a better actress than the people who did look perfect,
yeah,
you know, what would you rather? Someone that looked exactly like the character and had, like, the acting abilities of, like, Kristen Stewart? You know what I mean? Like, you don't... I don't know, I would rather someone who can do it properly. But if they are doing this just to create a more diverse cast, and she wasn't the best choice, then that would be a little disappointing. So it could go either way. Like, you know, if she fits... whoever fits the role best, in my opinion, is the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's a fine line to walk on because, like you said, diversity for the sake of diversity is a bit shallow.
Yeah, that's shallow also. It could go both ways.
Yeah. But diversity for the sake of choosing the correct actor, that's where you should have your head at. And I think that this film is definitely going in that direction.
Yeah.
So hopefully we will see Zendaya play Mary Jane Watson. At least I hope so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's got me a little excited, actually.
All right. Mm-hmm. So Natalie Portman will not be in Thor Ragnarok, which to me is like, what the heck? Like, we know that, so Thor mentioned, in which film was that they were kind of, like, on the rocks, basically? Like,
I think it was Age of Ultron.
Because at first he was bragging about her, though, in Age of Ultron, remember?
Really?
Because there was that whole scene with Tony Stark where he's talking about Pepper, and Tony's talking about Pepper, and then Thor's talking about, what's Natalie Portman's character name again?
Jane.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they were, like, kind of going back and forth, like, whose wife is better, basically. But then he did tell someone else, though, that it was...
I forget if he actually told anyone that they're not together anymore, but that would be a good place to start this film, technically.
Yeah, and weren't there scenes, like, shot, too, of them, like, him basically saying that they broke up that weren't involved?
Yeah, actually, Natalie Portman did have scenes filmed in Age of Ultron that never made it in. Mm-hmm. So did Loki, apparently. He had a whole bunch of stuff that was just not put into the film. But we're not going to get into that. I'm just kind of sad that Natalie Portman, says that she reckons she won't be in any of the future MCU films. But she did have a good time, you know, working on them and being part of such a crazy... universe that they've created.
Just, you know, I'd like some closure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like
I
wound from this relationship is still open for me.
You know, there's an hour and 10 minutes missing of Avengers Age of Ultron film, deleted scenes that we have never seen, and there's about 40 minutes of deleted scenes from the Avengers film that we've never seen, and we likely will never see that stuff come to light because Joss Whedon doesn't like director's cuts. He likes putting out the film that was shown in theaters. But maybe sometime in the future we will see like a box set of like that, and it'll be a little extended cuts, that is, and it'll be better explained.
Yeah, maybe it'll be a little more affordable than the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit extended cuts.
Hopefully. You know, I bet they could put all 13
films in the extended cuts
without it being $800, without it being $200, hopefully. But who knows?
Now that's just wishful thinking.
That is wishful thinking. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be more than 200. What am I thinking? But we did get a plethora of new images for Thor Ragnarok.
Yes,
as they're filming in Queensland, Australia.
Which I really enjoyed a lot of them, except for the spoilery one.
Yeah.
So again, spoiler alert coming up.
Before we talk about the big spoiler, let's talk a little bit about like what they're wearing. It looks like Thor and Loki are working together, and this is supposed to be, even though it's being filmed in Australia, this is supposed to be New York City.
Yeah, I just love how Thor is just looking super like gritty, whereas Loki is wearing an all black suit with his slick back hair. You know,
that's their definition of casual.
Yeah, well, whereas Thor looks like he's about to go like work on a truck or something.
Yeah, I love it. It works for both of them.
Yeah, it definitely does.
All right, so let's look at the spoilery image.
I like how he has like the man bun going. So the spoilery image basically is just a confirmation that Doctor Strange is going to make an appearance
in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
In Thor 3.
Because if you look at the address listed there, that actually happens to be, you know, his address.
Yeah, for the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah, so it's
177A Bleecker Street.
Yeah.
So
I almost just said Sherlock's address.
Yeah. You know what? I was thinking about that too. But
yeah.
I'm a little bit upset about this. I'm excited as well, but I'm upset that we don't get that surprise because this picture was not supposed to be taken.
That is like a mighty clear.
Yeah.
I don't know, like it's really clearly written.
They're definitely looking for this address.
Yeah, it seems like they, you know. But whatever. I mean, it stinks, and that would have definitely been a huge surprise for me. I don't know about you guys, but that crossover, I just didn't really see that coming.
And it's possible that this would have been because Thor was discovering that maybe Thanos was going and looking for the Infinity Stones to fill out the Infinity Gauntlet. And we know that Doctor Strange, he's able to see things in the cosmic realm and all that. So and we know that he has a big part in the comic book Infinity Gauntlet and Infinity War. So maybe they're out to find help.
Yeah, which makes sense. It's interesting that Loki is completely, you know, on board with helping Thor out. That I'm surprised by because usually he just loves, you know, all of the chaos and stuff. So this must be really bad if Loki is even a little freaked out.
Yeah. We also got this great picture of them sitting in front of a newsstand.
Yeah, this is great.
So let's just dissect this picture of them standing in front of a newsstand.
I just wanted to say quickly, though, that one of my favorite things about this is that Loki is in front of the greeting cards, and it's like, you know, thinking of you from Loki, or with sympathy from Loki.
I love it.
I don't know, I just like the contrast, and then you have Thor in front of all of the news and the serious stuff. My favorite, well, my second favorite, I guess, thing, but this is fantastic, is the cosplay shout-out up top of the McDonald's Thor. The Ronald McDonald Thor that made his rounds at San Diego Comic-Con. We all loved him when we saw him there. So to see him get such notoriety, like...
That he's actually in the Thor Ragnarok movie.
Imagine that, like, how that guy must feel right now. If you're watching this, you're amazing.
Yeah.
Ronald McDonald Thor.
We love you.
We are in love with you.
Come to our show. Replace me.
Please.
So let's look at some of the other...
some headlines.
Yeah, so we have Hammer Attack, which is the Ronald McDonald.
Yeah.
Thor, we have... Has Thor returned? God of Thunder strikes it up with Lady Justice.
Lady Justice. So I was thinking about that a lot when I first saw that today. Now, I found the one comic, neither of us have read it. Who was that written by? That was
Neil Gaiman. It was from like Big Entertainment.
Yeah, it was a while
it's from the
back.
90s. I don't think it's still in publication at all. But
that's what I saw as far as like comic stuff goes with.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with Marvel, I don't think. But one thing that's kind of interesting is that is the symbol that you see in the Daredevil, like the scales of justice and truth,
it's Lady Justice and she's holding them and it's the scales there. You know, so I don't know if that's something that
we don't see the full picture in there
later, or we can't really see what's happening there.
We also don't know what the Times Square murder is, so
that could be something from the shows.
It could be something from Spider-Man Homecoming, because that comes out before Thor Ragnarok does.
So this could be a number of things, too.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, which is really cool. And then it says, villain Loki spotted.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused about that, because I would assume that this takes place pretty, like, as is. Like, they've just arrived from Asgard, and they're looking for this guy.
I think Gossip Girl got him. Gossip Girl took a picture, posted it right away.
XOXO.
No, but what does it say underneath that was interesting? It says, is it him or just a...
Or is it him or simply a BL, and now we can't see it, but if you go to the right of...
To the right of Thor, it says KE.
Yeah.
So, like, or is it just a bloke?
Yeah, it might...
That's not something they would say in New York, but...
Not at all. Actually, yeah.
Like, that's something they would say in Australia.
Yeah. Think about that, actually.
Is it Loki or simply a bloke? Like, we wouldn't say that here, but we're literally just, you know, we're just trying to fill in
newsstand is generally one word. It's kind of awkward looking at it as two words, newsstand. You know?
Alright.
But anyway, we're nitpicking at this point.
Yeah.
This is probably going to just be something like... that we're panning over in the actual film. We're probably not going to get too much of a close-up.
Yeah, but it's nice to know, like, even too when you're watching shows in the MCU, like, you can pause on newspapers and stuff and see, like, little hints. Like, or not hints or anything, but, you know, stuff that kind of lends to other films. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. We got some other pictures. This of Anthony Hopkins' Odin character.
I love it.
And it looks like he's
playing... Odin.
Yeah, he looks like he's been... proclaiming that the end is nigh in the subways of New York.
It's true. Where's his sign? Yeah, I don't know. The one where his tongue's out. He seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's having a good time, definitely.
Seems like very jolly.
Now, last we saw of Odin, he was in his
Loki.
He was in his Odin sleep, and then I believe he woke up, but Loki switched places with him.
Yeah.
So maybe he sent Odin to Earth without his powers.
Oh, maybe.
And he's just been hanging out here.
He's just been chilling like a villain.
And then he sees Thor and Loki
like,
on the streets and just like, "What's up?
Hey, what's up? Hello." He hates you.
Ew. Gosh. Alright.
Next.
We got some Marvel show news. This is from a new show that is coming out by the creators of Gossip Girl and the OC.
XOXO. Gossip Girl.
Why don't you tell us a little about Gossip Girl and the OC? Because I've
I actually never watched the OC. So the interesting thing was growing up, I never really was into any shows, dramas, or anything like that. I was really into, when I was in high school, Avatar The Last Airbender. I was, like, kind of obsessed with Avatar The Last Airbender, actually. Okay. And my brother and his girlfriend started making fun of me, in a, like, playful way, obviously. And then, you know, my brother's girlfriend made me watch Gossip Girl. It was, like, its first season. I think I was, like, a sophomore or something in high school. And she got me into that show. And I did get moderately obsessed.
Wow.
It was totally against my personality type, but I'm not ashamed to admit that I try to imitate the lifestyle of Blair Waldorf to the best of my abilities.
That seems like a really bad idea. She's incredibly unstable.
That's what you're dealing with, so get used to it. But yeah, so basically I guess the point that they're trying to make is the runaways are all, like, you know, privileged children who, again, like, they have powers and stuff, and that's totally different from what you would see at all in Gossip Girl or the OC. But one thing that, I don't know about the OC, but that Gossip Girl did really well is it made kind of crappy characters lovable. Mm-hmm. And these extremely privileged brats who get whatever they want, they made them relatable to you. Mm-hmm. So that is something that at least the creator of Gossip Girl is good at. But I'm really happy that the directors from Jessica Jones and Daredevil are going to be there kind of guiding them, because one thing that those shows aren't known for at all are, like, you know, fantastic plots.
Yeah,
like, their plot depth is terrible, their consistency is terrible, there's lots of plot holes, a lot of things that at the end don't add up, and that will not go over well with this fan base if they try to pull that crap. Didn't go over too well with me, at least, when I found out who Gossip Girl was.
The Runaways are 6 kids or teens whose parents are supervillains. And they're not major supervillains, they were made up for the Runaways series, but they essentially run away to become
heroes.
Their own people, their own heroes. Yeah. And so I think that's actually a really cool concept, and I think, you know, Runaways was more likely to become a movie than Guardians of the Galaxy ever was, but you see how that turned out.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe for the best, because this might be good.
I'm really looking forward to this, because it's kind of like crossing over to things that I really like, the MCU and Gossip Girl. You know you love me. XOXO. Gossip Girl. If you like this video, please subscribe below. Or if you're not convinced yet, you can watch that video or that video to finish the rest of the episode.